be sure. Because it doesn't sound like the one that I looked at online and heard. It was like, that doesn't sound right. So I did it almost like that. But I think the guitar that they had on that was a little bit out. So I've actually got genetically perfect pitch. I know that's difficult to believe, but according to my DNA results, of which I've got some more coming soon. Let's see what happens there. Whether I don't know whether that is actually true, but in the traits that they have, it does say that I've got perfect pitch. But whether that's true or not, who knows? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Because I obviously don't. Hello, Philip. I have got a new phone coming tomorrow because the one that I had, it's developed a massive crack. I mean, it was pretty last week. Now it's just messy. So that's it. It's the cheapest one that I could find. So that is cool. If it breaks, I won't be sad. I'll just keep going with the cheap phones. So yeah, I don't know how long it'll last. It's hello, Arafingo. Hello, Philip. Hello, everybody. Yay! And yeah, the one I'm using is there's no space left on it because it has a big crack on it, which is the one that I'm using now is the one that my brother sold to my parents 2 years ago to give to me, which was already quite old then. So they all so a perfect pitch. Yes, haha. Yes, talking about I got a splinter just before I came on air. I was like, ow, what's happening here? I don't know, like I've got spontaneous stigmata. That's probably what it is. Is that blasphemy? Blasphemy! Blasphemy! Yeah, it probably is. But I just keep. It's just like, where is that coming from? I don't know. Anyway, I was going to actually, my parents got a new bed. They got a new bed about a year ago, but it was the worst bed. We ordered it online. The worst bed in the world. It's made of cardboard and balsa wood, and it almost immediately broke. So they got a new one that I put together. I didn't make a video of it, but it was quite fun. I put together a big steel looking bed, and it took forever. And the thing is, I've put a couple of flat pack furnitures together, and I keep ending up if they've got like holes on them that go one way, I screw them in with my Allen key, and I'm like, yay, perfect. And somebody comes along and goes, is that supposed to be that right? So fortunately, I just had to take the side off, and I'd also put the headboard on the wrong way, but it was fine. Anyway, I think it's quite good. It's utilitarian, and it's good. It's off the ground, because the one that they discarded had like drawers, but it was just made of nothing. It was awful. It was the worst thing ever. I mean, they've had it barely a year and it's just collapsed. And I thought, oh well, I can salvage it. I'll have it in my room. It's in 2 bits. It's like 2 big sort of what's it called? A sedan bed? I don't know. It's like, and it's got drawers underneath that are just made of plastic and death. It's just awful. But I thought I'll put it in my room. So I moved my room around, and then I realised it's quite a small room. There's not room enough. So I just moved my actual bed around. So here, see, there you go. So I just moved things a little bit around and put the sad single bed that I've had that was actually one of my nephews. It's like, everything I own, I got from someone else. Except this guitar. This guitar I got new over during lockdown. Yay! But everything else is pretty much secondhand. So that was one of my nephews had this. There was all teddy bears under it. And the bed I had before here was like a child's bed, like a bunk bed thing, and that was quite good. I actually liked the bunk bed thing. That was my one of my nephews when he was like 2 or 3 had it, and it was nice, and it had a lot of space underneath. But my parents decided that when I came home to live for semi-permanently, it does seem like never get out of here. But they thought that they'd be doing me a massive favour by getting rid of that bed that I actually liked, and let me have one of my nephew's other old beds, which is just a box. Anyway, and they didn't have a mattress, so I had to get like a cheap memory foam mattress, which they're weird because they come and they're just like, oh, you're like, how is that big enough? They're like tiny, and then you open them up and they go, and they smell really weird for ages. Anyway, so it's memory foam on top of a really old. I mean, it's my oldest nephew is I think 20 this year, so it's quite an old bed. Not the I think you're supposed to change them every 8 years, so it's fine. The mattress is newish. So that's my life. Yay! Anyway, so that's fun. I've had an interesting week. I've been putting it off. I've got a part in a radio play, a short radio play about vampirism. Is that a spoiler? Probably not. And not telling you what it is because then maybe I've done hundreds and maybe it won't be that one. Anyway, I did that and I sent that this weekend because I've been putting it off and putting it off. So that should probably come out in a month or two, probably in time for Halloween. I'm not sure. It's a spooky one. And it's short. I think it's only like 15 minutes because there's like some sort of scheme in some of the BBC radio things where you do a little tiny so somebody I know that writes these, Kevin Groves is his name, he writes these little spooky things. He's a storyteller, a spooky storyteller. So I've got that. Congratulations, thank you. So I did that, so that should be coming out soon. So I've also got loads of things on. I did a course on how to be a board member for charities because I'm all I'm into me charities, me. So I'm working with some charities for free because you can't get paid if you are on the board of charities. We can, under certain, apparently, according to the course, on these, if you're on a charity board, some people, as long as no more than 1/3 of the board gets paid at any one time, then you can get paid for goods and services and whatever. But I'm not getting paid, so it's a lot of free. But I do get to go and travel to the meetings and go to the meetings. Woohoo, the travel and the glamour. So I'm going to be doing that next week. I will be going to the travel and the glamour of Scotland and I'll be traveling all day and then I'll go to the meeting and I'll be traveling all night to get back. Ooh, the glamour and the travel. So that'll be fun. So I'm not entirely sure what the point or I will be a contributing member of that and be very helpful. But and I've done my course, so I should be good at that now. I know my legal obligations. So that's what I'm doing next week. Yay! So I won't probably have time to. I'll keep going. Shall I film something? No, I won't, because I can't think of anything. I'm completely bereft of ideas at the moment. It's all a lull. A lull. So, have you got a lull? I have got a lull. A lull in my brain. A lull in my brain. My brain is in a lull. Yes, so good luck with that project. Yes, all sorts of projects. So I keep thinking I should come up with something of my own. Oh, I should have festivals and I should write things and I should do things and I should do all these performances. But it's not working out, really, is it? I'm like, how can you become a successful entertainer when you don't do much entertaining? I don't know. It's one of life's mysteries, isn't it? So maybe more will come up. But yeah, I've mainly been, I'm not going to say conned into taking responsibility for loads of organisations, but I'm doing a lot of admin. So that's my life for the next year is admin. But as I said, I've got a new phone coming tomorrow, and I tell you, I'm just like, let's how to numb my soul. I did the shopping. I did the shopping, online shopping for my parents, and I saw something in Sainsbury's which was mince pie flavoured tea, and I thought that's nice, and it was tea bags. But they substitute things, so they substitute it with oolong, which is 3 times as much, and it's loose tea, and I was like, oh. I do like oolong. It's like posh green tea, and it's nice. It's nice. It's gentle. It's not too tannin-y, and but it's loose tea. So I thought, what should I do? Loose tea's awkward and faffy, and I could put it in a pot and then use a tea strainer. But who's got time for that? So I ordered a little thing. It's just came a couple of minutes ago, and it's got the tea inside there. I put that in there. And I made me some tea, some green tea, because it's not good with milk, because it's green tea. It's sort of semi-fermented. So that's exciting, isn't it? I've got some, I think I've left it to stew a bit long. It's like, I said it's not too tannin-y, but yeah, maybe a little bit too much. A little bit too much for my delicate constitution. I'm so delicate, me. And so that is what I've done. So, and also DNA test. Woo! I sent it off, and I got and I haven't got the results yet for that. And apparently the ancestry one, that's going to have a new algorithm, so that'll be new. But also I upgraded it to get health, so I'll know if I'm going to die. Hooray! I mean, I am, because everyone is, but I'll know why. It'll be like a fortune cookie that says, you have all these terrible diseases. Yay! I don't know why I did that. It's just like they offered me an upgrade and I went, all right. And then I was like, oh. But because it had already arrived at the lab, they can't do it with that test. So they're going to send me another test. And I have to send that as well. So that'll get lost in the post, inevitably. But then you have to tick a little box to go, I will look at these terrible things that say I've got awful things, and I will acknowledge the fact that I will be sad. Tick. So that'll be lovely. Yay! I think they're still like, you know, novelties. I don't think they actually are particularly clinically recommended. I think you have to have a full DNA test to really find out things. It is more like a sort of, it is like a big fortune cookie, really. I don't know what, it's just like I was bored and I thought, let's see what the crystal DNA test will say about my future and all about my past and my ancestors. Which is more boring than it used to be, because it used to be that, as I said before, it used to be very exciting because the algorithms they had weren't particularly sensitive. I don't know whether they were more accurate or less accurate, because they looked back in time and had all sorts of interest. Oh, am I from that part of the world? But obviously now it's all sort of boiled down to, no, you're just boring. But obviously everywhere, everybody, if you go far back, everybody's an immigrant. Everybody eventually, so there is that. And also most of Britain was far away. I've gone through this before. The bit that I'm in smashed against another bit, so I'm at the border between one continent and another from millions of years ago. Probably right where I am, right down the middle. One was one side of the world, one was the other side, and they crashed together, and there's all coal under the ground now. So that's exciting, isn't it? Is everybody talking to me? Everyone's gone quiet. Quiet. Live chat. Good luck with that project. Nobody said anything. That would be why. You're just fascinated by the DNA of it. Yeah. Oh, my finger's starting to... Finger? Thumb is a finger, isn't it? Yes. Anyway. Azores. Yes, just listening. Yes, the Azores. Azore thumb. The Azores thumb. Yes. Oh, and also, I found this glove when I was looking around, and I was like, oh, that's a glamorous... I can't remember. I must have had this as a Christmas present. My mum likes to buy me bizarre Christmas presents. It's a glove that I would be like, thanks, Mum. Not really me, but wow, the pearls. So they're not real pearls. So it's like, whoa, can't really put in a washing machine. So I found that and I was like, where's the other one gone? And just before I realised there's on that radiator, there was all like stuff that I'd left to dry that hadn't quite come out of the washing machine, right? And I looked down the back after I'd taken everything off and I found the other one. So now I've got a pair. So I can wear these glitzy, glamorous gloves. Probably won't, but I could if I wanted to. Wow, look at them. They're like some sort of weird, disembodied, I don't know what to say. They're like, that's, yeah, it's just like, and I've got this head. It's like a decapitated drag queen and the gloves that came with it. It's like, no, don't do that. That's just too disturbing. Like, hair. It's just, I can make a person out of all the bits. A person. Oh, and I found this hat when I was looking too. I was like, oh, wow. It's like a smoking hat. I don't know where this came from. I can't remember having this hat before. It's too small for my head. It's not a face. It's more like a sort of Chinese hat. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, hats are plenty. Hats and gloves and all sorts. Oh, itchy. itchy. There's dust mites everywhere. Oh, talking of which, my mum's been complaining that she's all like getting bites, and we had the whole house. I was going to say terminated. We had it terminated. We had it festooned. No, we had it. That we had like a couple of years ago because there was some sort of there was mites and things that there were, but bitey mites. So we had it. Yeah, they weren't rent-a-kill, but that sort of thing. And they came, and I don't really know whether they did anything. But the next day, my eyeball went all weird, and I was just going to go back to when I was still living in London. So I travelled back to London the next day, but my eyeball went all weird, and it was tiny. I woke up and I was like, I can't see anything. It's gone so small. Not my eye, just my pupil, not my whole eyeball. My eyeball hadn't like shrunk. That would have been more disturbing. So I was a bit worried about that, but I think that was probably insecticide related. So don't really want to insecticide the rest of the house anymore. So, but my mum's like, oh no, and we haven't. I'm like, really? Because we didn't know whether I did get a bite on the back of my leg. So I'm like, well, I do believe you, but I think you've just got sensitive skin. So whatever it is affecting you more than us. Anyway, so one of the reasons they got a new bed was because this bed, they're like, oh, this bed is making it worse. So we got like the metal bed and a new mattress and everything, but it was still happening. But yesterday she changed the sheets and everything, and there was this spider thing. And it's like, well, spiders don't normally bite people, but this was I can't show it you, but it was like a green spider. It was like a glowing green spider. Like it was almost, it was almost invisible. It was like, it was you could see right through it, but it was very green. And she squashed it. I was like, oh no, don't squash it. But then when we looked at it on the tissue, it was like so bright green. It was bizarre. I've looked things up and I don't even know what it was. It was like it's a spider mite of some sort, and there doesn't seem to be anything that looked exactly like it. So I think it might be some sort of alien or something from another dimension. Anyway, hopefully that was the only one, and we haven't been invaded by these weird glowing spiders. But yeah, there has been lots of sci-fi things where the aliens have come here and they're so tiny that they get squashed as soon as they get here. So maybe that's what happened. It was very strange. It's like, I mean, spiders don't tend to bite people in this country, really. But if it had come in on some bananas or something, maybe it was a terrible poisonous. I don't know what it was. It was so strange. Very, very strange. Anyway, hopefully that's dealt with and she won't have any more problems. I hope, because that was causing her all sorts of problems. So, fumigated, yes. That wasn't the word I was looking for, but fumigated is a good enough word for what happened. Yeah, so all the carpets and everything. So that was good. So for quite a while, we haven't had too many insects. I mean, you know, like spiders, that's all. Like you open a cupboard and there's a spider. There was a spider eating a woodlouse in one of the cupboards downstairs in the kitchen the other day, which is not ideal, but at least the spider had eaten the woodlouse. Now, I didn't really want the spider in the cupboard. Didn't want the woodlice in the cupboard either. So I put the woodlice and the spider outside. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that's cruel because it'll freeze. But it's like, it's not that cold. It'll survive. I'd rather it didn't eat my my canned tomatoes. I don't think spiders like that anyway. But it was in the same cupboard as the potatoes and stuff, so I don't really, you know. Anyway, insects. Oh, do you have any insects? Whoa, the spider's not an insect though, and nor is a crab, but they're the same. And crabs are sentient, it turns out. And so are lobsters, what's that all about? And so are octopuses, not octopi. I think we went through this last week, didn't we? Oh, why? But spiders, same as crabs in quite a lot of ways, so they probably are very sentient, and we just crushed a sentient creature. I didn't do it. I wouldn't have done it. It's not my fault. I didn't squash it. I just looked at it afterwards. I do not squash spiders. Which is why I was like, no, don't squash the spider, put it outside. It's like, no, too late now. So I suppose it's bite or be bitten, really, with the spider. And it was strange. It was very strange. I really don't know what to make of it. Can't make anything of it now. It's just a squishy mess. Spiders because they eat mosquitoes. Yes, I don't like mosquitoes. Exactly. Spiders are good. Spiders eat. All the other things are bad. But if the spider is eating you, then that's too bad as well. And that's been bad as well. And then the spider's gone because the spider is the problem. Oh no. Spider's the problem. Spider was the problem in this particular case. They're usually the solution, but they're not. It's the problem. But as I was cleaning up my room, I moved the bed around so I could get to the wardrobe. I had the wardrobe, which was stinky. You remember a couple of years ago, it stunk. It was horrible. It was secondhand. It was bad, and I washed it out and cleaned it out and put loads of what's it called? The dehumidifiers in it, and it keeps sucking them out. Now, because I couldn't get to it, I hadn't looked at the dehumidifiers. So when I opened my wardrobe, there was some dehumidifiers at the bottom that had dehumidified so effectively that they had leaked all the liquid out onto the bottom of the wardrobe, onto the bottom of the clothes that were in there. So that's sort of destroying the purpose of a dehumidifier. It actually humidified in a way. So I had to clean that up. And it's like, oh no, because they had like gel crystal things that absorbed all the water and then put the water in a little cubicle, a receptacle, a thing underneath, and it just leaked over. So that was bad. That was not what you want, really. But I can get to the wardrobe now, so don't use it though. What I tend to do with clothes, like I had them in a big pile on this chair. So this chair was of no use. I had been using this chair to like sit down and do stuff, but then it got all covered in clothes and I didn't really deal with it. But now I've dealt with it and I put them away, but not in the wardrobe because the wardrobe is still quite damp. I've got a lot of things in the wardrobe, but I don't want to risk it. I put them in my suitcase. So I've got a suitcase at the bottom of my bed, which is one that I took to Edinburgh. So I'm living out of a suitcase. Wow. Great. Ah dear. It's like I'm like the littlest hobo bird. Ooh. That's like Lassie. I think it was Canadian. Was that Canadian, littlest hobo? Da doo doo. There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where I want to be. I'm not worried about copyright because it doesn't sound anything like it. And every stop I make, I make a new friend. Gets turned around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll tire and settle down, down, down until tomorrow. I'll just keep moving on. Beep, 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 beep. Didn't sound anything like it, but I think anyway. Littlest hobo, that was fun, yay! And that's a lot of things like that. It's like Skippy the bush kangaroo, same thing, and Flipper the dolphin, same thing with the dolphin, and Lassie, same thing with the dog, which is the same thing. And I think there was Boomer. You know, I think there was Boomer, one called Boomer, and there was loads of them, like all of them. Old Yeller probably. There's just all sorts of. Helpful animals helping you. Helpful animals, see them too. Helpful animals, ooh, ooh, why are they so helpful? I don't know. They just are. They're not like the spider in my mother's bed, which wasn't very helpful. Helpful animals. Ooh, it's a whole genre of things. Wow. Anyway, I should probably write something. Not about helpful animals, though. I should write something and do it. I should make my own spoken word. I don't know. I'm just like, so like, what's the point anymore? AI. Because AI's taken over. What's the point doing anything when AI will just do it not better, just cheaper or free? Well, it's not really free though. The thing is, I don't really understand. I know I keep like going, AI, but it's like costs so much to get like an AI subscription. What is the point of AI for anything? What is the point? It uses lots of water and it costs lots of money to the consumer and it doesn't really help you anyway. I love spiders too, yes. did you get a new phone? And hello. I have not get a new phone, but I have ordered a new phone. I've ordered the cheapest possible phone I could, but it was like, it was half the price that it was retailing for, but I think they probably made up the price that it was retailing for. It was really the best, cheapest one that had the most stars. And I was like, that will do. And it also had a £10 voucher off. I'm like, go on for it. And my mother and father said, we will give it you for Christmas. It will be a Christmas present. It's not Christmas yet, but so it's like a Christmas present in September. Wow, is it Christmas already? Wow. Christmas is weird, isn't it? Because we're not religious in any way, shape, or form. Not any sort of religious. But Christmas is great. It used to be when my grandmother had a big family do and we'd all get together. But now that family, there's not so many of them, and also there was lots of fallings out. So, and also my grandmother isn't no longer with us. When my grandmother was there, she would make sure that everybody, it just drifted away. Even towards the end of her life, not everybody would come, but we were obliged to. We were the nearest people that lived to her, really. So we were obliged to every Christmas day go and have this meeting. I didn't like them. I didn't like these family get-togethers because I wanted to watch Christmas TV because it was like, hey, you've spoiled my Christmas. But on reflection, it's like, wow, they were good. And I've already said way in the past, the thing that we used to do at these the thing that I remember the most when I was very small is that little children, of which I was a little child at one time, had to dance around the tree singing a song. Sally goes round the sun, Sally go round the moon, Sally go round the chimney pot on a Sunday afternoon. Whoa! Or oi! And then we'd all sort of collapse in the floor. I'm not sure why, but it amused the grown-ups no end. And apparently it was a family tradition. And I'm not sure why it was a family tradition. And I'm not sure, but I looked it up a little while ago. And apparently it's a song from St. Helena, which is a most remote island in the middle of the Atlantic. It's sort of nearer Africa than the South America, but it's sort of the where they used to go in the triangular trade, of which we really don't want to, bad triangular trade, where they would get sugar from the West Indies and coffee from Africa and people from Africa and then they would go to Britain, and then they would go to Africa, and they would go to South America and North America, and they would and the West Indies, and they would go around the Caribbean as it is now, and off they would pop in the middle of that. They would have a little rest stop in St. Helena. So I don't know what that says about my family. Probably not good things, but so I don't know. I can't find any ancestry from there. I suppose it would be like it's a bit like the Canary Islands, wouldn't it be, with the sort of on the way there sort of thing. I don't know, but maybe that explains the little trace elements of all the different things, like the Melanesian and the Polynesian and the Native American, and it's about 1% African and 0.5% from like the Caucasus and weird things like that. Who knows? Or dares to think. But or it might just be that somebody heard this bizarre song and decided that was a Christmas song. For some reason, it's a Christmas song. It's not a Christmas song, is it? Sally go round the sun, Sally go round the moon, Sally go round the chimney pot on a Sunday afternoon. Oi. If anybody else is familiar with this song and sang it at their house for some reason, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, great to have. Yes, great to have, and yes, quite cheap. Yes, it is quite cheap. I think it's called what's it called? Something weird, like I'll look it up. It's something weird. It's there was loads of them. I got one for my dad a while ago, and it's a big blocky phone. It's like a brick. Now I think this is a different model to that one, but it's the same basic thing. But it's a bit cheaper than the one that I bought for him, actually. Or he bought for himself, that I ordered for him rather. So let's have a look what it's called. Anyway, so that's good. My order. When is it coming? It will arrive tomorrow, and it is called a. It's dispatched. It's not out for delivery yet. It's a doogie. Doogee, a Doogie phone. Like Doogie Howser. Like a Doogie Howser phone, a Doogie phone. So I think it's like, it's got like the latest Android, but it's like really like generic sort of thing. I don't think it's really a branded. It is a brand. It's a Doogie brand. Doogie doo. So that's fun. Doogie doo, doogie doo, doogie doogie doo. But it's good because it's got space on it, and that's the thing that I really wanted. I wanted it so you could put an SD card in, so you can make it up to 2 terabytes. Is that right? 2 TB. I will get 2 TB. I will get TB if I use this. Anyway, 2 terabytes. So that's good. So that should fit a lot of things on it. So I'll just transfer, because I've got an SD card in this broken one that's got a big hole in it. It's got worse. It's like, it's not, I mean, you're like, oh, well, you can put up with that. And I was putting up with that, really. I was putting up with this big hole in it. But then I realised that if you look close, it's sort of cracked. And so every time maybe that's why I've got a splinter, because every time I was doing like this, there would be another little crack of a little piece of screen getting into my fingers. It's like gritty. So that's not great, really. It's a bit like the Snow Queen's mirror. You know, just Snow Queen, where the Snow Queen had a mirror that showed you the worst. So no matter who you were, you'd see the worst. So you look beautiful, but then you look in the mirror and you'd see the worst thing, and your heart would go dark with misery. And then the mirror, they were flying the mirror over the air, and it cracked, and all little bits of mirror went down, and one of them lodged in somebody called Kay's heart and made them terrible, and they were and then is it Gilda? Anyway, some girl called something or other. I can't remember. Anyway, she went on a journey. So that is a good version of the Snow Queen, because it's very evocative. It's Hans Christian Andersen, all Hans Christian Andersen things. I've been through this again before. All of them are very dark, but quite interesting. Anyway, she goes, what the hell is her name? Anyway, she goes on a journey, and she finds she eats some fish bones or something. There's somebody that eats fish bones that is very clever, and the Snow Queen has got. It's very much like the Hans the Witch and the Goblin. No, the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's got like the White Queen, and has kidnapped somebody and gives them Turkish delight. Well, in Snow Queen, the Snow Queen has got Kay, and is keeping him sort of captive, and he's enthralled by her and sees all the bad in the world. He's bad, and his heart has turned to glass or whatever. But yeah, so that's what happened with my phone. It's a bit of a meander, but what's happened with my phone is it's the Snow Queen's mirror, and I just see the worst in the world, because there is a lot of bad in the world, so that must be what happened. Everything's really great and peachy. It's peachy, and the reason that I'm thinking that everything's gone terribly wrong is just because of my phone breaking. That's it. Well, it's probably the opposite, because if your phone breaks and you don't see what's happening in the world, then you suddenly snap out of it and realise that you're looking at the worst the world has offered. It's like the opposite, really, what I'm saying. Anyway, so what have we gone through? Yes, I've been in a radio play. I've been in a radio play. Haha! Not today, but yesterday in a radio play, and that will come out soon. And tomorrow I will have a phone, and today I have still got a phone, but it's not really best phone in the world. Oh, lolly-doo. And I just had some lovely tea. I say it's lovely tea. It was just really expensive tea, actually. But at least I've had some tea. And what else? And the world has gone mad today, and it's sad today, and it's bad today, and everything's wrong today, and everything's not right today. But it is quite right, in fact. Incredibly right. A little bit too far right. Anyway, so let's not go there. So, whoa! It has been a pleasure to see you, and I've got my little singing ringing tree, oh, the singing ringing tree, and yeah, and I will see you next week, and I will have to cut it quite short because I have to get up very early in the the morning to travel, because I have got a very early in the morning train, which I have to get to. So I have to get up so early in the morning that I'll probably have to go to bed straight after I've done this, and then wake up straight after that, and then go and travel. So have a good week. Have a good week. I will see you soon. Have a good week. I will try and make a video, but I probably won't. Ha! So see ya. See ya. See ya. See ya. Yes, the world has gone to hell in a handbasket. Yes. Have a good week. La la la. See you in a fortnight. Oh, see you in a fortnight, Philip. Yes, everyone. See you soon. Bye bye.